Chapter 1 Get Out to Sea. You are listening at famvetv.info. The waves kept rolling, the sea was not calm, the sky was gloomy, and there was no clear scene before. This is also natural. The sea here is not the peaceful place of the four seas. This is the new world, the second half of the Great Route, the graveyard of the pirates, and this is the sea area where the four emperors dominate. A boat was floating at sea, bruised and rickety. Two men are facing each other. An extremely tall man held a trident in his hand, and the other hand seemed to melt, showing a strange state. A scarf wrapped around the man/s shoulders, covering the bottom half of his face. The man looked at the wounded opponent in front of him, and said coldly, "I never thought that your strength would reach such a level. No wonder Snug was defeated by you." The man opposite him was much shorter than him, but it was about 2 meters tall. Although it was indeed a lot shorter compared to those monsters, it was still taller among ordinary people. The man looked like he was only about 20 years old. His short, bright black hair stood upside down. He had a rebellious smile on his handsome face. The strong enemy he defeated, he still smiled fearlessly. "There are so many things you don't know." The man showed his neat 8 teeth. "Your knowledge has indeed reached a terrifying state, but after all, you are not an omniscient god." "Heh." The tall man chuckled disdainfully. "Your mouth is still as good as ever." "Why?" "Vlad," the man asked. "Why?" Vlad, a relatively short man, wondered. "Why? Why do you have such strength but refuse to show it? With your strength, some are not 4 stars but 5 stars. Also, why did you betray your mother?" The tall man listened in a tone there was an indescribable anger. "Why? Ha!" There was an incredible feeling in Vlad/'s voice. "Why ask such a simple question? Brother Katakuri." Tall man, one of the 4 emperors, the second son of Big Mom Charlotte, Lingling, the head of the 4 desert generals, the famous horror powerhouse in the New World, the pillar of the Big Mom pirates, Charlotte, Katakuri. There was a gloomy color on his face, and he was able to foresee the future when he had cultivated to an extremely terrifying realm. Although it could only be a short moment, it was also extremely terrifying. He had already foreseen Vlad/'s reason. That was the answer that made him extremely angry. Reason. Vlad had a wild smile on his face. Of course it/s because I don't/t want to bear the name Charlotte." Vlad. Katakuri/s eyes were extremely angry. For him, Charlotte/s name would never allow insults, even if this person was his younger brother. "Whoa-ha-ha. Brother Katakuri, you one/t understand who has been following that crazy woman." Vlad stood upright, with a strange look in his eyes. "This sea is incomparably vast, and this sea is incomparably free. I, Vlad, are also free. Only freedom is the only way that no one can be imprisoned. What I want is not to be attached to the 4 emperor pirates, Brother Katakuri." Vlad smiled. "I want to be the king. I want to be the pirate king." Vlad. Katakuri said coldly, "I don't/t care what your ambitions are, but you/d better show some respect to your mother." "Mom." Vlad had a mocking smile on his face. Katakuri/s face changed slightly. He had foreseen what Vlad was going to say next. "I didn't/t have any mother when I saw my father being eaten by that mad woman in one bite." Vlad/s tone was full of hatred. Vlad. Seeing his angry brother, Katakuri was speechless. "Admit it, Brother Katakuri, that/s a mad woman." Vlad laughed wildly. "Are there still a few brothers and sisters who died at her hands?" Katakuri was speechless. As we all know, the 4 emperors and Charlotte, Lingling is an extremely dangerous character, a monster who can conquer a country just for dessert. This is also true internally. Her own children are not in the minority. Katakuri breathed a sigh of relief and said solemnly. Let /s stop talking nonsense, Vlad, what about Miss Brona? Ha! Vlad had a malicious smile on his face. You asked me about that disgusting woman. I don /t no. Katakuri /s eyes widened, obviously furious. I don /t know where the drift has gone. Vlad said easily. You killed her. Katakuri said solemnly. Of course. Vlad spread his hands. Please, don /t look at what it is, a perverted human body collector who dares to covet my prosperous beauty. Vlad. You should know that your marriage with Miss Brona is a major event for our nations. Katakuri /s voice was cold. Of course I do. Vlad also looked helpless. I don /t want to, but I plan to leave after 3 years. After all, now, it /s still a little early. Vlad said with a deep meaning, it /s really disgusting that woman, not to mention being ugly, and showing off her collection in front of me, almost it didn't /t make me sick. In that case, then, Vlad, go back with me, and let mother decide your life and death. Katakuri raised the trident. Oops. Vlad looked at the hull that turned into glutinous rice dumplings with a headache, awakening, it /s really hard to deal with. Vlad, you should understand. Katakuri raised his hand gently, and the glutinous rice dumplings all around began to move. With your strength, it is impossible to beat me. I understand. Vlad nodded and said, of course I understand, brother Katakuri, your strength is only below that crazy woman in the Charlotte family. I am still some distance away from you. Now that you know, let /s capture it. Katakuri said, suddenly, his face changed, and what Vlad would say next had been foreseen by him. But I refuse. Vlad stretched out his right hand, raised his index finger and shook it gently. One of my favorite things Vlad does is say, no to those self-righteous guys. Vlad. The trident in Katakuri /s hand couldn't /t bear it any longer, and stabbed Vlad fiercely. It /s time for a fight. Vlad /s body was short. Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com dodged Katakuri /s stab, his right hand clenched his fist tightly, the black-armed color domineering has covered it, and the purple luster flashed on it. Dragon fist. Vlad punched Katakuri in the chest hard. Humph. Katakuri /s eyesight had already foreseen Vlad /s counterattack, but he had no intention of avoiding it. Vlad /s powerful punch directly hit Katakuri /s chest. A strange scene appeared. Katakuri /s body was like air, and Vlad /s fist went straight through it. Damn. Vlad gritted his teeth secretly. Humph. Katakuri didn't /t miss this opportunity. His slender and powerful legs were wrapped in armed colors, and he kicked Vlad /s stomach fiercely. Vomit. Vlad flew upside down, slammed into the ship /s cabin, and was then bound to the glutinous rice wall by Katakuri long ago. Ask for the last time, Vlad, do you want to die here, or go back with me to be judged by my mother? Katakuri /s trident pressed against Vlad /s neck and asked. Oh ha ha. Brother Katakuri, do you want me to answer once you know the answer? Vlad, who was in a desperate situation, laughed and said. What else is there to choose? I have already said that I am free, and nothing can bind me, not even death. Not to mention that crazy woman. Katakuri was silent for a long time, then withdrew the trident, and the sticky rice wall returned to its original appearance. Katakuri turned his back, and after a long time, he shouted. Go away. Ferdinando Vlad. Go away. Go to the sea. Ferdinando was Vlad /s father /s original surname. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.